Hey everybody, it's Melissa. Today I'm going to be doing an unboxing of Grey Vetiver by Tom Ford, and this has been a highly anticipated fragrance video, and I'm super excited to try this one, so I hope that it smells fantastic, but I don't know what the notes of this fragrance are, so whew. It's like the Black Orchid bottle. Same type of design, same type of shape. All right, so let's see what this is about. What concentration? This is an EDP concentration. All right, so here we go. I'm just gonna stick with 2, just in case it's strong like Black Orchid and ends up just lasting forever. Oh, okay. I'm kind of getting a little bit of a hand sanitizer vibe, but listen. All right, I'm gonna just wait for it to dry a little bit. That's in the air, okay? But here we go. Here we go. Now it's starting. It kind of smells honestly a little bit lemony right now. I'm not putting it to my nose yet. I'm just telling you what it smells like in the air. A little bit of a green vibe as well. I mean, it's a vetiver fragrance, all right? So, when I saw Grey Vetiver, honestly, the first thing that came to my head is, okay, with vetiver, I typically associate that with more masculine fragrances. So that's where my head went. But I have to say in the air right now, it's this kind of smells like just again in the air, like a niche unisex vibe type of fragrance. You know, like if you had to put it in a box, yeah, sure, it might go more masculine, but just in the air right now, like, kind of reminds me a little bit of that fragrance Oolong Cha in the air. But let me actually put it to my nose, all right? So, this is actually kind of nice. So I know I just said Oolong Cha. Doesn't smell like that, exactly like that fragrance. But you know what this reminds me of is, first of all, it smells very fresh and clean. What is the name of that fragrance? Is it not Figo de Amalfi? Or is it Blue Mandarino? It's something like... I kind of like this. It smells very professional. Like, the first thing that comes to my head is it's just like, this is the type of fragrance you would wear if you're going to suit up. You know, if you're going to get a little bit more dressed up. But not, it could go nighttime dressed up, you know, when you're going to galas and black tie events. But I also see this as, okay, you're about to go to a business meeting or you work in the office. But this can still work. I think that it has the versatility, this sort of smell, to work with any kind of situation where you are going to just dress up a little bit more. At the same time, I can kind of smell this fragrance if you're wearing white and you're on a boat. You know what I mean? Like, this is nice. Yeah, more of a masculine fragrance right now as it's starting to dry down. Actually, I can see this. You know what? If guys were to wear this and it smells super masculine, I see that. But also in the back of my head, you know that boat example that I gave? I could see like a woman in like one of those, like in her bathing suit and just like a white button up or button down. Like, kind of smelling a little bit like this as well. You know, that's kind of how it smells on my skin. Yeah. The vetiver here is pretty good. Hold on. But the wheels are turning right now because this is like slowly but surely, little gradual changes are happening as this fragrance is wearing on my skin within this past minute or so. All right, right before this video, I actually did a first impression of Givenchy Gentleman Privé Reserve, right? And then with that scent, I basically, it stayed pretty one-dimensional throughout the entire review, in a good way. But this one, it's taken a bit of a journey because at first I'm like, okay, it kind of smells like a niche unisex labeled fragrance. Like, this is definitely something that I could see niche packaged and then just being marketed to anybody, right? But with this fragrance, I think this is a standard designer Tom Ford scent. I would assume that this would be marketed as a masculine fragrance. Like, that's how it would be bottled. But I could see this. You know what? I'm not going to say that I see this on women in general. I can see this fragrance working well with women in the fragrance community. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like I hope that makes sense. Where like your average woman, if you were to smell this, probably wouldn't care too much to reach for this fragrance. But for the ones that are more experimental and are, you know, trying more niche fragrances and even trying different labeled scents, this is something that I could see. It's like a power type of fragrance. It's not a powerhouse, but there's something that's like cool, calming, but dominant about this fragrance. I think regardless of what your gender is with this sort of scent, is powerhouse the right word? Just the type of person that when they walk into a room, there's something about their energy. They have this sort of confidence that's just radiating off of them that is just magnetic to the people around them. So I'm actually really enjoying this fragrance because you know what? It's kind of been a minute since I've smelled a scent that kind of evoked that sort of reaction. You know, I don't think that this is necessarily like, oh, boom, a sexy in your face fragrance, but I think the dominance and the sort of confidence it takes with this fragrance is what would make it sexy on a person. You know what I mean? Again, regardless of if you're a man or a woman, I think that this is just like, it's a dominant, a sure of yourself, like a sure of themselves person type of fragrance. You know, I hope that makes good sense. But yeah, right now it smells a little bit more green. It smells kind of citrusy on my skin. Almost there's like a lemonade undertone to this fragrance that I'm really enjoying. And there's just something cool, refreshing about it. You know, like when you drink a cold glass of lemonade on a hot day and you're just like, oh, that was nice. That was refreshing. There's a little bit of that there too. But it just takes you in a lot of directions, but it works. You know, because in the beginning of this video, I said that, yeah, I could see this as a professional environment sort of fragrance. But then again, I just see this as kind of like a rich person's scent. That's the vibe that I'm getting from Grey Vetiver. So whether you're at brunch with somebody and you're dressed down, but maybe you're at a more fancy brunch spot and you're having some mimosas, I think this would work well. If you're in the office or if you're leading a team meeting, this smells good too. If you're on like a boat or a yacht, it's just a good smell. I think this is a nice signature scent. There's an aquatic vibe to it as well. And honestly, I thought that this scent would be heavier. I thought it'd be more of like a green scent, a more polarizing fragrance. I still think there is, maybe there is something a little bit polarized. No, you know what? I'm gonna have to disagree. I think that this is it's a sure of itself fragrance. I could see it be polarizing if, of course, with skin chemistry, right? Like some people with this might, like how I said that hand sanitizer smell that can maybe stay permanent on some people, or it just might not work well with their skin chemistry. But just this sort of DNA in general is not complicated. It's pretty simple. It's easy to like, but it doesn't confuse you. You know what I mean? It's not trying to wear too many hats, but it just easily can fit into anything. And there's a difference between that, all right? There are fragrances like when I think of La Nuit, or is it Blue Electric by YSL, which is a flanker of La Nuit de l'Homme or L'Homme. And it tries to be both professional and sexy at the same time, but it kind of just meets you halfway in both. So for me, I don't really care too much about that fragrance versus something like La Nuit de l'Homme that, oh, this is a sexy scent. You know what I mean? So that is my definition, something like Blue Electric trying to wear too many hats, but not really getting it. But this one, I find it to be like a versatile signature scent that it's just like, it's good. There's something about this that's like addictive to me. You know, I am enjoying the scent. In fact, I do prefer it better in the air. Like I feel like if you're meeting somebody new, you give them a handshake, you give them a hug, and then this is the sort of scent wafting off of you. It smells really good. If you put your nose right onto it, I don't find it as appealing. Still good, but just not as appealing. In a similar way, like if you were to smell this at Sephora and the associate gave you a test strip and they're spraying it on it and you put your nose to it, that's where I could see it be polarizing. I think you don't give this fragrance a chance to breathe or develop. you're not gonna get the full range of it. And still, this is still the beginning sort of smell that I'm getting with this scent. So I will be doing a full review and letting you know how it wears on my skin. But just this initial beginning and this opening of the fragrance on my arm right now is very enjoyable. And it's already kind of taken me on a little bit of a journey. So I'm liking this. Yeah, I don't know why I keep putting it closer to my nose when I'm already just enjoying it in the air like this. But again, I'll come back to you with the notes of this fragrance, but just, y'all, like this, when I first smelled this scent, it was more of like envisioning the type of person versus, oh, like this is like a lemon vetiver sort of fragrance. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh no, this is for somebody that just like has their shit together. This is somebody that is just like, you know what I mean? Like they're in it. They're not like a half-assed type of person. Like they're confident in what they do. This is somebody that's secure in themselves. Yeah, this for sure doesn't smell like an insecure person. You know, this isn't the type of person that's just like craving validation from other people. It's just like, this is what I think. If you disagree, that's fine. But that's not going to sway my opinion of it. You know, it's not like, oh, it's not like a flimsy person type of scent. So why do I keep putting it closer to my nose? I like it better in the air like this. I just can't stop whiffing it. Yeah, I like this. I want to give this more wears. I think we're onto something here. All right, y'all, let me know what you think of Grey Vetiver if you had the same type of experience with it as me. And again, let me know if you've tried this on your skin or on a test strip, because I honestly feel like if I smelled this on a test strip, I probably wouldn't have cared too much about it off the first smell. I think I'd been like, oh, okay, yeah, and then just kind of moved on to something else. But as it's sitting here on my skin and just developing, oof, it's making me sit a little bit straighter. You know what I mean? It's making me, you know, this is can't put my finger on it, but I'm really liking it, you know. And in terms of compliment factor, I'll let you guys know that as well. But it's the type of fragrance that doesn't. I think that the people that wear something like Grey Vetiver aren't in it for the compliments. You know, this is just like a self-indulgent type of fragrance of, ooh, I like this. Doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. And I know that there's people that are going to be in the comment section that they're like that regardless. That's great. We get it. But this type of fragrance already screams that energy. You know, like it's not the type of scent that you look for, that you're like, oh, what are the best compliment getting fragrances? And then you're going to see something like Grey Vetiver. But if you're looking for a fragrance that's going to be for the type of person that has that magnetic sort of energy, that type of person that has not, I don't want to say, I said dominant, but not in like a douchebag way, you know, where like you could tell they're trying to be dominant, but they're not fooling anybody. You know, this is somebody that just has it effortlessly. Like they're an active listener, but they're just like, there's something about them that is intimidating, but you still want to get to know them. Like that makes you want to get to know them more. There's a little bit of that intimidation factor that they have, but they're like a people person. That's what Grey Vetiver smells like to me. It doesn't smell like somebody that's standoffish. They have that confidence. They enjoy being around people. They do really well around people. They don't make people feel bad about themselves. And it's just like a very attractive person to be around. And I'm not even talking physically, just like their energy. You know, that's what I'm getting from Grey Vetiver. But I'm going off. I don't want to talk too much about it, because I can continue this video for 5 minutes if I wanted to, because there's just, it's hitting. This, I think I smell fantastic right now. This smells really good. Wow. I will say, last note, and I'm sorry if this is dragging, but when you do smell it a bit more up close, like on my skin right here, the reason I don't like it as much is because in a way, there's a little bit of an ant repellent vibe to it. You know what I mean? Like when you see, like, you know, those like anti-ant sprays, or like Raid, you know, like when you kind of smell those things, there's a little bit of that when you put it close to your nose and you're trying to smell it, which is why I think it would be polarizing if you were to only smell it on a test strip. But in the air, I find this to be a pretty enjoyable fragrance, all right? So again, just my thoughts on it, first impression wise. I'll let you know the whole gambit when I release my full length video, all right? I hope y'all have a great day. See you in the next one. Bye.